This happened several years ago when I took my grandfather to the hospital. He complained of sharp pain on the right side of his lower abdomen. After several tests, it was found that the grandfather had kidney failure and his condition could be chronic if it was a little late. The doctor was furious that Grandpa ignored his pain for almost a year. After several days of surgery, Grandpa's condition improved. However, due to a hospital admission error, he had to be transferred to a public room. The new room was smelly. I noticed that the whole corridor smelled like dead animals and from one of the patients who came home. We knew that the smell came from someone with a tumor who vomited on the floor of the corridor that morning. We had time to protest to the hospital, but because there was no other room with an empty bed, we ended up staying in the new room. That's where I met the tumor girl. Maybe you ask what makes this story special. What is certain is that this story is not about my grandfather's medical journey but about something that is more difficult for me to express in words and will always stay in my mind. Her name is Wawa, a 14-year-old girl. His father died when he was in kindergarten and his brother married a former convict. Now he is alone with his mother who only works as a service rover. All this time I thought things like that only happen in movies, but now I know that even films are inspired by the real life of people like Wawa. Wawa has a tumor weighing 9 kilograms in his stomach. His condition was very sad, weighing no more than 35 kilograms. And to stand alone, he is not strong, he is really skin and bones. In fact, he was so thin that doctors feared that he would not survive an operation which had not even guaranteed success. Grandpa had a chance to talk with Wawa's mother and it was the first time I heard her voice. That sounded even weaker than her own daughter's condition. His mother said that before going to town, Wawa had undergone tumor surgery. The operation took 12 hours and was the result of donations from villagers who felt sorry for Wawa. But unfortunately, doctors can only lift 4 kilograms. The Wawa-type tumor will eventually grow back and this time it is twice as large and increasingly dangerous. Today, I returned to visit my grandfather and I accidentally saw Wawa, who was lying weak, accompanied by his mother. Her mother's expression was very submissive and weak. Weakness was not physical, but because of the emotional exhaustion of the appearance of his clothes he seemed deprived. I never saw him smile once. Maybe he couldn't smile anymore. In his heart he knew Wawa would not survive, but he was trying hard to keep his daughter alive. At least for a few days or a few months or if possible forever. Wawa has a long pay which is inserted through the bottom hole. There's a Kemingway channel. Because normal discharge is not possible for the condition. He was too weak to move. His mother told him that the tumor had spread throughout his stomach. So there is no place for food or water. Whatever comes in will come out. It can't even contain a drop of water in itself. The foul odor on his pillow came from the fluid his body had excreted through the pipe. All of his stomach contents were infected and slowly rotting inside him. On the day, grandfather was discharged from the hospital. Several specialists came to examine Wawa and talked about taking the risk of having Wawa's surgery a second time. They warned Ms. Wawa about the very low success rate. However, the mother decided to give it a try. He knew he didn't have the strength and money to take care of the little girl. The operation was an opportunity to save her, free her daughter from the hellish life she had been experiencing for years. That was the last time I saw Wawa. I still remember him looking at me with empty eyes. But I know, those eyes are full of dreams. He saw all the hardships his mother was going through, but he could not say, I will be fine. I will get well and we will be happy again. I still remember when he said to his mother, I wish I could eat fried bananas. I know he was just trying to joke, but I saw his mother holding back tears. He couldn't even say, yes dear, you can eat as much as you want once you leave the house. This pain. Several times I asked my grandfather to ask how Wawa was doing, if he was doing routine control at the hospital. But the grandfather did not get any information because of the differences in sections of the examination. During school holidays, I finally took the time to go to the hospital and came to Wawa's room, which was now empty. The doctor in charge of Wawa told me that Wawa died 2 months after his surgery. Seeing Wawa seeing me ask, why do people worry about money and luxuries when they have everything they want? Embarrassing me with all my little complaints that really don't match Wawa's burden. Maybe we can't buy brand name clothes or shoes, but we still have life. Happy, sad, and everything in between. But do you know, Wawa never had a life. He lost his father at the age of 5. He battled tumors as other girls her age played, laughed, talked about love, went to school and dreamed of her future. Truly, happiness is simple. We don't need to have it all to be happy. Simply accept and enjoy what has been given. So don't complain a lot, just live the life process that is in gratitude. Until finally we will understand that life will always be happy if we continue to accept it sincerely, patiently, and with gratitude.